Hey everybody, it is Scruffy. It is February 18th, 2026. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about Iran or Iran and the United States, a little bit about Israel and what's going on in the Middle East. If you're not up on the news and you're kind of wondering what's all this about Iran, where is Iran? What's going on? Why are there protests and all that kind of information you have not been keeping up with because of work or whatever. Your kids are busy. You keep kids busy with the kids. I'm going to just kind of run through this and give you a quick heads up on what's going on. Okay, about a year and a half ago, I was thinking about Iran because, you hear about all these things going on in Iran. And about a year ago, the United States and Israel, basically Israel, and then the United States went in after. There was what's called the 12-day war. And what happened was Israel went in and took down a lot of the Iranian jets and, went in there and just kind of wreaked havoc, for Iran. Why? Because Iran, the government, not the people, I'm talking about the government, which is the Islamic Republic, or also known as the Ayatollah regime, headed by this guy here on the right. He is Ali Khamenei, and he is pretty evil. But anyways, Israel went in and took down a lot of their stuff, assets and stuff. And Trump, the president of the United States, went in and bombed some nuclear stuff, so they would be way behind in it. It was a deter them from coming up with the nuclear bomb so quickly, because they've been really moving fast, and they have been developing the ballistic missiles, to carry the nuclear bombs. So that happened about a year ago, called the 12-day war, and it was pretty successful. It was pretty awesome to see that happen, when you know that this guy here, the Ayatollah regime leader, supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, has threatened Israel, to annihilate Israel, and threatened the United States to blow us up, to nuke us. So, we were happy to see what was going on for that 12-day war, because it keeps us safer knowing that their stuff, a lot of stuff has been destroyed, and it set them back quite a bit. Well, in December, a lot of the people there in Iran, the good Iranian people who are really horribly disgusted with the Ayatollah regime and their soldiers, the IRGC. They've been under this oppression for 47 years, since 1979. They started a protest, and the protest vamped up within days and became even more people across Iran in various cities, ramped up and protesting and lighting certain buildings on fire, government buildings, I think some banks, and also some mosques. Now, I do want to say that Iran's history, they are not Islam. People say, well, they're Islam. No, they're not. And they are not Arab. They are Persian. They are Persian people. They speak Farsi. They don't even speak Arabic. They are not Islam. They were far from it. And that Ayatollah guy right there and his cronies were forcing Islam on the people and forcing women to cover their heads with, scarves, and people had to submit to Sharia law. Okay. About a year and a half ago or a year ago, I decided to look up. I knew that there had been a king prior because I lived in 1979. I was an adult, a young adult at the time, and I remember the takeover of the king and the royal family. And so I thought, well, I want to look up, the royal family. I wonder if they're still around. Well, come to find out, the king, of course, died just a few years later after they fled the country when the Ayatollah regime took over. He died of cancer. But the whole family fled. And his son, Reza, the family's name is Pahlavi, and Reza Pahlavi was in the United States. He wanted to be a pilot. And so he came to the United States to learn that, and he did. And he also went to college here in America. His mother, Farah, the Empress, she is still alive. She's in her 80s, I believe around 85 years old, something like that. But she is still alive. And both of them are on X. And there's a lot of videos you can catch up with on YouTube of Reza Pahlavi, the Crown Prince. You can look those videos up and see his conversations, his interviews online, and they go back several years. He is, I think, about 65 years old, 62, 65, somewhere around there. But anyways, they're alive, and his daughters are alive, and he is married, and he is the crown prince of Iran. Legally, he really is. Because this guy, Ayatollah regime guy, Ali Khamenei, he is, they consider him to be an illegal ruler, and it's an illegal government. So anyways, the people in Iran, the good people in Iran who have had enough of this, with all the killings that guy has done to the people, he has caused a lot of people to die in the last 47 years. They want him gone. They are crying out, shouting out for the crown prince, and they say Javid Shah. They keep saying Javid Shah, which is Javid Shah, Shah, meaning pretty much long live the king, the Shah. The Shah means king. So they want Reza Pahlavi to come back to Iran and be their king. They want this guy out, and his regime. And so here we are today. President Trump really did not say much about Iran, what was going on in the first week and a half of the uprising in Iran by the people. He didn't really say much. But then there started to be some massive killings by the regime, ordered by the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. He ordered people to be killed, his own people to be killed. And they're not armed. They don't have guns. They don't have weapons, but they're out in the street, protesting. the regime, and they'd have the IRGC everywhere around where they could be, up on buildings or whatever, and just shoot at people and kill them. Just flat out kill them. Unalive them, I should say. Man, so these people have endured quite a bit. Every night they go out and they protest, and they're fighting for their freedom. They're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for the future of their children and their grandchildren. And so far, the count is not clear of how many have been killed. 36,000 is the number that has been coming out for about 2 weeks, but it's even as far as 40,000 to 50,000 plus people have been murdered by the IRGC. And so that was problematic for Trump, watching all this and seeing what the people were saying and the protests, how many people, millions of people were coming out to protest. And so Trump said basically help is on the way. And this was about a month or so ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. He said this. And everybody's saying, well, what's taking so long? Why aren't you going in? Blah, 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 blah. It takes time to put the right plans together, to find out, who's who, where is the supreme leader hiding? Is he in various bunkers that they have? And Iran is a very mountainous and strange geography. Look it up sometime on the map and see where all these mountains are and stuff. Trump is not the kind of guy that wants to go in physically with U.S. soldiers. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be quick about this and precise and do what has to be done. But everything has to be planned. You have to talk to other people around the world, your allies. You have to talk to Prime Minister Netanyahu. You have to talk to various people and military leaders. You have to talk about talk to the leaders in the Middle East, the UAE and Saudi Arabia and Qatar and all these various places, because this is a big, huge undertaking. This is not an operation like what they did with Maduro in Venezuela. That was about a 5-month planning, 5 or 6 month planning that they did for him. And here it's only been about 5 weeks maybe. So I also want to mention here that just today, or was it yesterday, 40 jets of ours, fighter jets, have been deployed in one day, in 24 hours, out to the Middle East. And that's not counting all the fighter jets that are already there. We've got 2 aircraft carriers in the area now. We've got the USS Abraham Lincoln, which was the first one deployed, and it's out there fairly close. And USS Ford is fairly close too. They're in the vicinity, and there might be even a 3rd carrier deployed, but that's not clear yet. And that is the USS Bush. That's not clear yet. Then we have also the USS Georgia, the submarine, also known as the Silent Killer, possibly being deployed out there. It's not too far from the other vessels that are out there. Now, the Strait of Hormuz is being shut down, or has shut down, by the order of the Supreme Leader. And so all these ships that go through that strait to bring goods, food, supplies, all that kind of stuff to other countries. They're being jammed, bottlenecked up in the area. So there's a whole bunch of ships just kind of sitting in the waters right there. One thing I do want to mention, this is how horrific this guy is, the Khomeini guy. He had ordered the IRGC various times to go and kill the citizens that are protesting in the streets. And what they've done is aim for the head, aim for the face, aim for the head. So it's to make sure that they're dead. Okay. Well, those who survive, they people in the hospital who are injured, they go in. The IRGC goes in, and they shoot them in the head. And if any of them survive, they bag everybody up. It doesn't matter if they're dead or alive. They bag everybody up and left to die. Okay. Now, all these tidbits that I've been giving you heads up on, these are facts I've gotten from the news, from various places, various sources. Also, TOUSI TV, TOUSI TV on YouTube, and also Goldie, GOLDIE, Gamari, GHAMARI. She's also on YouTube and has, now they're both Iranian, but TOUSI TV, he lives in England or the UK, and Goldie Gamari, she lives in Canada. Another source that you can keep an eye on is Iran International, and they keep updated, and that's also on Facebook and on the web. So that's kind of what I wanted to tell you about, for those that are not caught up on all of it. But we are still trying to do negotiations. Trump wants to still negotiate, but it's a tool. It's a tool. There's 4 or 5 things that he is requiring the supreme leader to agree to. And for the regime to agree to it would be just about impossible, because they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up their ballistic missiles. They're not going to give up their ambitions for nuclear warheads. They're not going to, do the list that Trump wants. Even Trump says you have to quit killing your citizens. Well, they're still killing their citizens, even to this day. So they're not gonna agree to anything that Trump says, that Trump demands. And but the negotiations are still going on as today, and we're going to see how it goes. But it looks like there's going to be a full-blown strike somewhere. We also have bases over there in the Middle East. I believe there's like 5 of them right in that little area. Saudi Arabia, UAE, that area around there, Bahrain. So we have to, protect our bases there and the people that live in those countries. Also, another channel that you want to check out that keeps up about all this stuff is Monkey Works on YouTube. Monkey, and then Works, WERX. And watch that channel for updates on assets being moved. So anyways, I just want to give you a heads up on that. I hope that helped. If there's any questions, put it in the comment. If I got any information wrong, put your information in the comment. But where I'm getting my information is from 2CTV, which is on YouTube, and I'm getting various places like Fox News, CNN, and also Iran International, those kind of news sources. So there you have it. I hope that helps.